I'll be honest with you, it's a real honor. Speaking to the Republican congressional candidate, a Republican congressional candidate in Hawaii, and he is also a member of the Prager listener group in Honolulu. And that is a very good feeling for me, I have to admit it entirely. He's, of course, far more than that. John Willoughby, at 2nd District of Hawaii, is a former Navy officer, retired airline pilot, and it's a delight to make your acquaintance, at least by phone, John Willoughby.
Well, aloha, Dennis. It's an honor and a privilege. Thanks for having us on today.
Well, you bet. I was reading an article on you in a Hawaiian paper, and it said you're the complete opposite of the woman you're running against. Tell us about that.
Well, absolutely, Dennis. There is not a more stark possible contrast anywhere in Congress than between my opponent and me. And getting to your point of being part of the Prager meetup group, she is actually the poster child for Pragerisms. She believes that the bigger the government and the more they control our lives, the better off we will be. And the contrast between us is that I have a vision, and the vision is for Hawaii's future, where she just has a vision for November 2nd, just to be reelected. She considers her office a career appointment, and the election is just a nuisance that she has to endure every other year. We want to reduce the tax burden on Hawaii families and small businesses. She wants to drastically raise our taxes this coming January. We want to stop the incessant and reckless government spending that jeopardizes our children and grandchildren's future, while she wants to continue borrowing money from China to pay for her costly and terrible bailout schemes. And we want to help the free enterprise system create jobs for our high number of unemployed and underemployed workers, while she just wants to make Hawaii families more and more dependent on government handouts.
I'm reading from the Maui News, and it says that this so-called criticism referring to your ideas is very superficial, said Hirono. I'm interested in actually getting something done. If the agenda and the bills are pushing for the good of Hawaii, then of course I'm for them. She argues that you're missing the point that Hawaii's representatives need to secure as much federal money as possible to create jobs, improve education, and fund transportation. What do you say to that?
Well, I just find it very ironic that she would use the word simplistic. She has, as a representative who's been in Congress for 4 years and has done absolutely nothing, she loses the right to say what we should do is, or what we must do is, or what we need to do is, because that's the same as saying that she has been doing absolutely nothing.
Yeah, all right, and then answer the second part, that in fact what a Hawaiian representative should be doing is bringing in all of this federal money to create jobs, improve education, and fund transportation projects.
Well, if they would do that, that would be one thing, but she is basically the pork queen, as identified by Citizens Against Government Waste. She is bringing in money for projects offshore, such as reef restoration projects, counting monk seals, protecting sea turtles. Now, what we do need to do is redirect some of those stimulus funds toward our infrastructure. Our roads are strewn with potholes, our bridges are crumbling, our sewer system is running over, our water system is just in a complete state of disrepair. We've had an average of one major water main break every day for the past 4 years, and none of the stimulus money has gone to that. None has gone to the schools. They're just using money to pay for their lobbyists and special interest groups.
What is the unemployment rate in your district?
Well, the unemployment rate is about 7.5. That's the unemployment rate. The underemployment rate is much, much greater. We're talking anywhere from 25 to 45%, depending on which island it is. And my district is rural Oahu and all the neighbor islands, so it's very tough in some of those islands. And it's a real problem with professional jobs, let alone just labor.
How do you campaign, given that, what are you, island hop all day?
Consistently. I'm on the neighbor islands consistently, and that And that has been the key to my campaign. I did win the primary by just 212 votes. I was the Tea Party candidate. I ran against the party and media darling.
By the way, is the party and media darling crowd supporting you?
Well, our party, it's very tough. We have been beat up for so long out here in Hawaii. I mean, for crying out loud, out of 25 state Senate districts, only 2 are held by Republicans. Out of 51 state house districts, only 6.
Wow.
And our party did a great job this year by actually putting a candidate in virtually every race. But then, once the primary was over, they went almost into a siege mentality, and they went from wanting to win races to not wanting to lose them. And we've got such a limited number of resources that it's tough for all the candidates, especially on the neighbor islands. We've got great Tea Party candidates on the neighbor islands. Scott Henderson was endorsed by Sarah Palin with me, Eric Siebert over on Maui. The Tea Party didn't do as well on Oahu, but on the neighbor islands they did great, and that was the key to my victory in the primary.
Well, how are people receiving you? I have to believe if there was ever a time in my lifetime that at least more than a handful of people are willing to consider Republicans for the first time, it's this year.
Well, Dennis, just by virtue of the fact that I am on here with you right now is a testament to the volunteers who've been working for us. Our good friend Kathleen Richmond over on the Big Island in Kona has been working just with dogged persistence to make sure we get our message out on the mainland, because we need mainland dollars out in Hawaii to...
What's your website, John?
I'm sorry?
What's your website?
It's www.johnforhawaii.com. That's all one word, JOHNFOR Hawaii.com. And we would welcome all the help we can get, because this year, more than any other, we do have a chance to make some great strides out in Hawaii.
Well, good luck, my friend, and I'm honored to know you and to know that you have been touched by my show and my work. That means a great deal to me. And his website is up at DennisPrager.com.